Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler V series of V's I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there to try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about the stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. We're doing another fan request. Hooray! I do those sometimes. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, by Joe, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Cold Army shirt. What with the spider logo and everything. And if you happen to be unfamiliar with the band Cold, they are a band that's actually been around for quite a long time now. Late 80s, early 90s, I believe, is when they pretty much got started. So they've had quite the run of it. Really sort of, built up their biggest period in sort of that late 90s and especially early 2000s run. Their big hit was the song Stupid Girl, which is kind of funny because I get this sincere feeling that the lead singer, Scooter Ward, probably doesn't wish that was their big song. I've seen him perform it live a few times now, and it's always a song they rush through. There's no fanfare to it, despite the fact that it's their biggest song. It's definitely one of those songs where it's like, well, we have to play it, so let's just get through it. But I really like the band Cold. I've seen them perform live a number of times. Actually, videos of said performances on the channel, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I think they're a really incredible band. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Fan request, eh? Yeah, so I do occasional fan requests. I apologize that I do not get to them anywhere nearly as often as I should. I had for a while, I had a text file where I had, when somebody would make one, I would just add it to the text file. And I don't know what the fuck happened to that text file. I genuinely don't know. I've moved so much stuff around on my phone, and I don't know what the hell happened to it. So I've been trying to kind of get back to the ones that I remember and going through some of the old comments. But anyway, this one was made recently by a very frequent viewer and commenter on the channel, Mr. Odeh Kalid, who he is definitely one of my biggest supporters. Appreciate you, buddy. And he's also a big supporter of, boom, protein stuff. Hooray. I'm doing this for you, dude. But yeah, he suggested I try out a one protein bar. This specifically is the cinnamon roll flavored protein bar. It's 20 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar. Let's roll. Let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like, maybe like that. No, kind of like that. Ha 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 ha. Sure. By the way, to Mr. Odeh Kalid, this is the only one I'm doing. This thing cost me about $4. So, unless it is the most amazing tasting thing in the world, this is the only one I'm doing. I ain't paying $4 for a goddamn protein bar. But we'll give it a go. Ugh. I was like, ooh, it smells cinnamony. And I was like, ooh, I don't know. Let's give it a go. Tastes better than it smells. I like that. It's a very dense protein bar. Typically they are, but sometimes they're dense in different ways. A lot of them use nougat. There's definitely some nougat in this, but I mean, it's not bad. By protein bar standards, I'd say it's honestly pretty good. Granted, that's damning with faint praise, because typically protein bars are not the best experience, but I mean, it's definitely a protein bar. Not like you're going to mistake it for a candy bar. But on the plus side, it doesn't have there's a little bit of that somewhat chalky protein bar taste to it, but it's not overly substantial. Like, the flavors that they have working with it are doing a pretty good job of sort of covering up for that fact. And yeah, I mean, it has a light cinnamon flavor. And it's got, like, I guess, maybe, like, supposed to be like a cream coating. I wish they'd done a little bit more with the cinnamon. Like, it's there. You're certainly not gonna, mistake it for anything else, but I'm just a little extra oomph on that. Would have gone a long way. But it's not bad. Yeah, I mean, the overall experience is pretty nice for what it is. It's not bad. I don't have too many gripes against this. It's pretty tasty. Like I said, it's, when it comes to like protein bars and stuff like that, and I only ever eat these damn things when I'm reviewing them for the show, which is fine. I don't mind tagging them in periodically. But the reality of things is, like, it's a protein bar. There's definitely better and worse ones. This, I would say, is one of the better ones that I've had. But there's always sort of built-in deficiencies, But it depends on what you're looking for. If you want a protein bar, then by protein bar standards, this one's pretty good. If you want a candy bar, still not, it's not going to come, it's not, it's just not going to add up. But yeah, I mean, for what it is, it's pretty good. I think the cinnamon flavor was a good choice. Again, I would have liked a little bit more of that. I think it would have made a nicer contrast with the flavors, a little bit heavier hit on the cinnamon, kind of go with the cream sort of flavor. But yeah, the overall experience ain't half bad. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No, and sure. Because again, this ultimately comes back to, what I was just talking about. I don't eat protein bars. About the only time I ever really got into the protein bar thing for a little while was in like my 20s, when I was going to the gym on a regular basis. And mind you, I wasn't even like huge into the protein thing, but I would use them as like meal substitutes. That was kind of my thing. If I knew that I was going to be going over there, hitting the gym or something like that, have one of those instead of something heavier. So for me, protein bars don't really have a role in my life at this point. Like, they're there. It's fine. I don't hate it or anything. If someone offered it to me, I would eat it. But would I pay $4 for it? No, not a chance in hell. If you got it down to $1, I might. But like for $4, not a chance, man. Not a chance. But now if I am recommending it, in this instance, I'm probably talking more to people like Mr. Odeh Kalid, who, they're already probably protein aficionados. And in that case, sure, it's genuinely a pretty nice protein bar. It ain't worth $4. But if you're already doing that stuff, you're probably already sort of in with that whole thing. So in terms of protein bars that I've personally tried over the years, I would say that's one of the better ones. I wouldn't put it in like the upper tier, but there's nothing I dislike about it for what it is, beyond the fact that, it's just a protein bar and, again, has those protein bar issues. But the flavor's nice. I think it works pretty well overall. And, honestly, for what it is, I think that, and mind you, the protein aspect and all that other stuff, that you got to look into on your own. I'm just talking about taste. But in terms of the taste and what it's doing, it's perfectly fine. And again, honestly, pretty good for what it is. So, but anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there yourselves a truly protein bar-tastic rest of your life. Nah, I don't think that you can do better than that. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. you're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me, I know it, I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, do you have any suggestions for me like Mr. Odeh Kalid? If that's the case, let me know. Like I said, I will try to get them in where I can. Sometimes it does take me a while. Sometimes I can't. Like there's just been instances where I've had people recommend like restaurants to me or, sometimes like specific items. And then like I go over there and I try to, I look into the research and it's like, oh, well, this restaurant is in Michigan. No, nothing against Michigan, but I ain't driving to Michigan for a review. Maybe if I had a reason to be in Michigan to begin with, or conversely, sometimes again, people will be like, oh, you should try this item. And then I look it up and it's, it's too expensive or unavailable or what have you. But I do try to get them in. I do try to listen. I do appreciate, anybody who comments, make suggestions. So anyway, bye.